Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports. Here with me, I am Kaja. If you are new here, I welcome you. Please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're not new, you've been here. As I always say, I appreciate your continued support. You guys, I'm gonna get right into it because I thought we had moved past this whole Jayson Tatum versus Steve Kerr Olympics being been for two game situation because they won the gold, which was the goal of going to the Olympics. But nevertheless, the Warriors played the Celtics last night, and as we all know, like many other games this season, my team, the Warriors, have been getting the doors blown off of the arena, anybody's arena, their arena, their other people's arenas. We just have not been good. They've been going downhill. We've spoken about it here on my channel before in other videos. So I'm not sure why this is a trending topic, honestly speaking. Not to mention they played before earlier in the season and the Warriors won. So right now they've split the season 1-1. They beat them in Boston, they beat them last night in Golden State. Nevertheless, you guys, I like to always go back for a quick second just to provide some context. So I'm gonna go back, play this quick clip, and then come back.
In real time, it was tough. Did I need any extra motivation coming into the season? No, I don't. I wouldn't. I'm not going to give anybody in particular credit that they're motivating me to come into the season. It was a unique circumstance. Something I wasn't having experienced before in my playing career.
Okay, so you just heard from Jayson Tatum speaking about his experience in the Olympics earlier on in the season. As always, he's a class act, very professional, very demure, very mindful. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he might have some stronger feelings. However, he's going to keep it close to the vest, and I guess only those closest to him will truly ever know how he really feels. Maybe he'll say it years from now when his career, is done. But for right now, he's going to keep it classy and professional. I'm going to play this clip from last night at the focus has been on the interaction between JT and Steve Kerr, if I say the lack thereof.
You shoot 53% from the field, 42 from downtown, but defensively, you hold a very potent Golden State team to 35% from the field and only 26 from three.
Olympians, gold medal winner, Steve Kerr kind of hanging around. I was curious to see if there was a Tatum.
Okay, so you guys just saw the awkward interaction between Steve Kerr and Jayson Tatum that took place after the game. And I'm not an NBA player, right? I'm just a fan of the game. All my perspectives, my opinions are just as someone that's a fan watching the game. I always say that. So I like to hear from those who have played the sport, and I like to watch Gil's Arena because I think they are very insightful and quite hilarious sometimes. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of this clip, and then we'll get into it.
Should Jayson Tatum always have smoke for Steve Kerr, and by extension, Jaylen Brown as well?
Yes.
For all eternity?
Yes.
In perpetuity?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
And I'm a big believer of forgiveness too. But Steve Kerr
it's
is
warranted.
on my shit list.
When it's warranted.
Wait, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this year.
Yeah,
2025?
Yeah, no, just
Okay. Forgiveness is
I do
definitely-
not like the Steve Kerr.
So when it's warranted, definitely forgiveness is necessary. But in this situation, absolutely not.
explain it.
You can't. There's nothing you can say to me that's gonna get me to understand why the fuck you didn't play me and why you didn't pick my teammate.
You could see the way
Like,
he was moving.
There was nothing.
See how he
to
was
say.
trying. You could have easily.
Okay, so really quickly, I can completely understand why Jayson Tatum felt some kind of way, especially given that he had just won a championship and he had an exceptional year, right? But Jaylen Brown being brought in the conversation, I don't think that was a Steve Kerr choice. I think there were different things that played into him not being selected for Team USA. And honestly speaking, I don't think they're going to choose him again in 4 more years for Team USA. I think Jaylen Brown, what he represents and how outspoken he is, it's offensive to some people, not to me, but it is offensive to some people. And, the way he has spoken up against Nike and things of that nature. I think those things are part of the reason why he wasn't chosen. I don't think it had anything to do with Steve Kerr. I could be wrong, but I don't think that Steve Kerr said, "Hey, I don't want him on the team. Let's just get Derek White instead." I don't think that was it.
Yeah. I watched the video about 26 times just in preparation. It looks like he passed Jaylen Brown on the back. Brown, like, what you want, man? It looks like he did. Look, right there. What's up, nigga? What you want? It looked like it's on. Hey, you looked up and saw him. Your hard Coco coming over here. Hey, what's up? No, hey, Jayson Tatum looked up, saw him. And put his head down. Put his head down closer to make sure that. But see, that was the soft.
Jaylen Brown funny as a motherfucker. Genius. Listen, I don't give a fuck what the score is.
We gonna kill them.
I'm not coming out of the game.
Leave me in.
I'm not coming again. The narrative is gonna be.
Yeah. We tried to destroy y'all.
We running up the score.
Jaylen scored two. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown would have played 40 minutes. They would have scored 200 points.
48.
Yes. The team would have scored 200 points. So why not leave him in? Joe Mazzulla like
this is not one of them games, man. This ain't one of them games where we play normal. The statement is just like how at the end of the game, everybody noticed I didn't play.
Yeah.
Everybody noticed I didn't come out of the game.
So you know what's crazy is that they actually did end up hugging, you know what I mean? A few minutes later. That part is not obviously being shown because this is the part that everybody wants to talk about. I get it. It's trending, right? Now, I know a lot is being made of the game last night because obviously the Warriors lost in a very humiliating fashion. However, they did beat them earlier on in the season. Now, the first time, Jaylen Brown didn't play when the Warriors won in Boston. Kristaps wasn't back yet, from being injured, so they were missing some key players. If you go to the Warriors last night, in spite of their losing record, they missed a crucial part of their team, which is Draymond, Kuminga, who has been, I think, the best and most consistent part of that team thus far this season, next to Steph. Because Steph is always Steph, right? Also was missing. Also missing Brandon Pajemski, who's always good for some rebounds, the little scrappy, gritty work and things of that nature. So both times they played, Boston lost, Warriors won, flip it, Warriors lost, Boston won. Each time both teams were missing, crucial parts of their team. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see it again if they play again anytime the rest of the season with their full roster, on both sides. Nevertheless, I feel like too much is being made of this. Honestly speaking, I feel like we are kind of beat the dead horse. Maybe it's just me, and if you guys feel differently than I do, please let me know in those comments. Don't pull my hair. I'm stressing myself out, you guys. I don't honestly get it. I feel like too much is being made because the goal was to win the gold, right? They did win the gold. I personally believe, and I could be wrong, I don't have any inside information. I do believe that first game initially, Steve Kerr was going to play Jayson Tatum, but I think Kevin Durant had been cleared to play like a little bit before. So he went and spoke to him to let him know before the game what was going to happen. To me, I'd rather know what's going to happen rather than be sitting there waiting to play and wondering why I'm not being called in. So to me, that's more respectful than be sitting there on the bench wondering why I'm not coming in, why I'm not playing. I think that kind of threw off the game plan that Steve Kerr initially had because when Kevin Durant was out, at first, when they had the games prior to the actual, competition really starting, he was playing pretty much every game. You know what I mean? I think that for Steve Kerr, I'm pretty sure it's one hell of a position to be in as a coach with the world. Like, look, you have the dream team here. You have no excuse, no reason to lose at all. Find a way, right? I think when you have so many players who are the man, who are the face of their franchise, even Derek White, I know he's not the same as Jayson Tatum. He is, for me, still a star within that franchise. He's not the face, no, but he is still a star in his role. If you ask me, you can put him in anywhere and he's going to find something to do and find a way to be impactful. So for me, Derek White will always play on my team. Him, Drew Holiday, caliber of players, they're going to find a way to be impactful and help you win that game any way, shape, or form. So for me, those kind of players, I always want in my starting lineup, along, of course, with your star players. You know what I mean? The goal was to win gold. They won the gold. I know that it's being blown up and out of proportion to me, honestly speaking. I don't believe that last night was this revenge game like everybody's making it seem. I mean, Jayson Tatum, he played what he had. I had to write down, memorize it, you guys. So the first time they played, he played 37 minutes. He had 32 points. He had 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And then last night, he only played 28 minutes, 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Obviously, they pulled him out because the Warriors were just getting trashed, right? So they respectfully just put out, the bench players because they weren't going to win that game. And they let them sit down and have a seat. So it probably would have been more points, obviously, if him and Jaylen Brown had stayed on the court. I get that. But the reality is that they still beat them in the finals. Like, no matter what happens, unless you beat the Warriors in the finals again and get a championship, at least for me, there is no revenge to get at all. There's none to get whatsoever. They still beat you in Boston, on your home court, in your arena, confetti coming down, fourth ring and all. You know what I mean? So to me, there's no revenge to get unless you're gonna go ahead and beat them in the finals, and walk away with a championship, in their arena in the Bay, then okay, you got me. But the way this is to me, I think it's just good, obviously, to talk about. It's a trending topic. People are going to leave comments and have a lot to say about what Steve Kerr did and how controversial it was. I'm pretty sure we're talking about this the next time the Olympics roll around. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is going to stick with Steve Kerr and Jayson Tatum, obviously. But it's no revenge to be had here. Like I said, they split the season, 1-1. So to me, I don't know what revenge this is. If JT is upset about it, I get it, and just as a man, I'm pretty sure, and being who he is as a player and arguably one of the younger, up and coming faces of this league when, LeBron leaves and so on and so forth. I can understand from that perspective, feeling some kind of way. I get it, but I feel for Steve Kerr, honestly speaking, because leaving somebody on the bench, I feel like, even no matter who it was, I feel like you leave Derek White on the bench the whole time. It's like, why'd you bring him over there, right? You could have brought Jaylen Brown over there if you're going to do that. I feel like that was a really tough place to be in as a coach. I would not want to have to make that kind of decision with all that talent that he had, all that star power that he had on that roster. To me, there have to be tough decisions that had to be made. To me, Tyrese Halliburton could have played every game as well. You know what I mean? I think Tyrese Halliburton is a young star. You know what I mean? I know he hasn't won a ring yet, but to me, he's still a star. That's just my personal opinion. But what do you guys think though about this whole thing? Do you feel like it's time to just move the hell on? Because that's where I'm at with this. Let's just move the hell along to a different subject, please. But what do you guys think, though? Do you feel like Gil, in Gil's arena, every time you see Steve Kerr, it is up and it's stuck, and you dropping 60, 50, whatever it needs to be on their head, you playing the full 48 minutes, you're not coming out at all. You know what I mean? I'm curious to see what you guys, or read what you guys think in those comments. I'll see you in the next video.